minimizing the issue itself by being like, oh, I'll just do an inception point on it. And now I'm like, I did just need to do an inception point session on it because it feels a lot better. So, not saying that the issue itself is gone or completely resolved, but my emotions around it don't feel so heavy, don't feel conflicting, and don't feel limiting, and I feel like now I'm open to doing the other work on myself related to that issue because I feel like I cleared the bigger stuff. I realize I should explain what Inception Point is because unless you're my client, I really haven't talked about Inception Point very much publicly because it's not exactly the simplest one to explain or believe in certain ways. Like, I know a lot of people aren't into energy work or don't believe it or whatever, but most people understand like what it is. It's kind of culturally accepted that like Reiki is a thing and like you're familiar with it even if you don't buy into it. But Inception Point, it's hard to describe, and when you describe it, it sounds so simple, and even I think that's what some of my resistance comes from, because I'm like, it doesn't make sense that something so simple can be so helpful and effective, and yet I've seen it in myself and clients, like how incredibly strong the work is. So Inception Point, essentially, if you identify an issue, what I'm doing in this session is looking for the origin point of it. So you can look for the inception point of one single issue, or if you're having a cluster of things come up that you feel are interrelated and part of the same issue, you can look for the inception point of that. And where you find the inception point, this is where it gets a little tricky and takes a certain amount of suspension of disbelief, because you can find it in a current life, right? Like somewhere in your current life that something happened and now has led to this being a more complicated issue to sort through mentally and emotionally. Or, and this is where people get tripped up, it could be from a past life. It could be in utero, meaning it was something that you or your mother experienced when you were in your mom's stomach, or in her uterus. Or it could be from your ancestral line, so something that one of your ancestors experienced that has been passed down to you and is now coming up in a, you could say, a karmic way.